Right. Is your small business protected in your estate plan? So we work with a lot of small business owners, or even mid and large size business owners, and it surprises me how many people really have no plan in place for what happens to them, what happens to their business, after they pass on, or if they become incapacitated. A lot of business owners, a lot of small business owners, because of the simplicity of setting up a business, right? You can just go to the website, pay, probably less than $100. You set up an LLC and you're off and running. But they really don't think, a lot of business owners don't think past that, right? They don't think about, well, what if you become incapacitated? Who's going to run the business for you? Or when you pass away, does your family just automatically get to take over the business? What if you have a business banking account? What if you have other assets that are only in your name or only in the business's name? And it's surprising to me how many people just haven't taken the time to put anything together. So what I do, when I'm working with a client and they tell me that they own a business, we need to look at everything, right? We need to, this is where I see a lot of times individuals, they maybe aren't too concerned with, hey, I don't care who gets my house. I don't care who gets, the cars after I pass away, or, hey, I know it's going to go to my spouse and he or she will be fine. But when you start talking about the business, when you start talking about, to a lot of people, the business is their baby. They've spent their entire life building it up, and they are really concerned about, you might be really concerned about, who's going to take it over, how's it going to continue, how's it going to continue to operate, and all of that. So it's a very complex topic. One of the things that I always suggest to business owners is, at a minimum, they need to have some sort of operating agreement in place, right? They need to say, this is how we want the business to continue, especially if you have partners. Do you have a buy-sell agreement? If one of the partners, one of the owner passes away, the other person gets to buy his or her family out, or what does that look like, right? Depending on the structure of it, we might set up a trust and transfer some of the shares of the business into the trust. Again, really just depends on the structure, depends on the complexity of the business. But if you are a small business owner, this is something that you should be thinking about. And again, even if you're one of those people who you say, hey, you know what? I don't care what happens to the business afterwards. You say that, but you might care if it brings down the family. If it's such a huge burden for them, if they've got creditors coming after them because you left this thing a mess, or even if you don't care what happens after you're gone, what about while you're still here, if you were in an accident, incapacitated and unable to take care of it? So definitely, if you are a small business owner, or if you're a business owner in general, you need to make sure that you've got some sort of corporate docs in place, and you really need to make sure that the corporate docs, the structure, everything that you have there works in tandem, works in conjunction with your estate plan. If you don't have either of those, give us a call. You need to get everything in order.